Funny guys.
He was being serious. Will you want your ass in it?
Jumpsuit today.
Thursday morning, 31st of March. Officially our opening day. We scouted the last day and a half. The weather's been windy and cold and just not really worth hunting. Like 30-mile-an-hour winds, 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Got some snow last night, but it's supposed to warm up in the 50s today, tomorrow, and the rest of our trip. Supposed to be nice. So we drove around and scouted all day, locked in permission on some spots, and we're finally going to start hunting today. I'm going to go with Jake. Jake's up to bat first. Aaron's going with Mike, and we're going to go hit a couple different spots this morning and see what happens today. Should be fun. Hopefully the birds are talkative. Assuming after getting shit on for a couple days, they'll be pretty fired up to see some good weather.
All aboard?
All aboard. I'll throw this on your back if you're full. I can. Otherwise I can do it too. Forget your binos. Yeah, that's your backpack. It's our first official morning here in Nebraska. March 31st today. After a full day of driving around in the vehicle, scouting, door knocking, we decided we might as well start hunting today. We got a little bit of snow last night, about an inch on the ground. Winds finally died down. It's still a little bit breezy. We're kind of tucked back in a little alcove here. Got some cedars blocking us, so we're nice and out of the wind this morning, warm. We got some birds gobbling. We got a river bottom, creek bottom here, right to the west of us. They're about a few hundred yards in. We seen these birds here yesterday. It was probably about 10 o'clock-ish. And we ended up getting a hold of the landowner and got permission to hunt here, so we didn't see him here last night, but it was pretty nasty. By the time we came through here, it was starting to snow and it's pretty windy already, so but we're gonna just give her a shot here this morning. Not really sure what to expect, but we'll probably wait them out here. I mean, we seen them here yesterday, so good chance they'll be here again at some point here this morning.
some nice gobbles on them. That's our luck. Birds come in perfect, and it's a whole squad of jakes. I'm sure it's the same ones we seen yesterday, but they came in perfect. Just not quite what we were hoping. But we're gonna pack it up here. It's about 8:30. Got the call from Brennan to come pick them up. Not sure if they got a bird or what's going on, but they said they're done with it for the day. So we'll get loaded up here, head their way, and hopefully they got a bird. If not, we're gonna keep bouncing around, probably trying to find some. Alrighty, we just got set up for the first evening sit of the trip. Brennan and I were in here this morning, and it had a bird come in right behind us, but we just couldn't get a shot. He was hanging up on the other side of a fence, but he was hot. And then we watched him go up over into the hills. So we jumped out, moved the blind, went back, grabbed a quick bite to eat, came right back, dropped Mike and JP off. But now we're back, and we saw these birds up in the hills here not too long ago. And we know there's a tom up there with a pile of hens and some jakes. And he was full strut chasing all the jakes off, so we're hopeful that they come back down in here tonight where they roosted last night. And we did see them down in here yesterday at about 2 o'clock, so hopefully they come down here, and hopefully that big tom can come right into our decoy setup. Alrighty, so I just stepped out, went to the bathroom, and we heard the entire flock of birds up here on the hill. A bunch of hens clucking. We think that the tom's probably with them. We figured this morning there were about 40 to 45 birds in that flock, so we're hoping that they work their way down. There's a little bit of a road that comes down to this pasture, so we're hoping that they work down in here, get some food, get some water, and then we catch that tom before they fly back up tonight. So we'll see if they make their way down, but fingers are crossed that they do.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another First Light in the Field. This week I wanted to talk to you about the new Origin hoodie from First Light. Was lucky enough to use this last fall and this spring out here on our trip in Nebraska. And a few of the key features I really like about the Origin hoodie are the side zippers for the pouch. You can kind of put all your gear, stuff like that in there, hand warmers, things like that, and you don't have to worry about it falling out while you're walking in and out of the woods. And then the thumb holes on the sides here. And then also the face mask, which is really nice, especially for turkey hunting in the spring, not having to wear face paint, stuff like that. But it's just a really nice piece for an all season. I used it quite a bit this week in Nebraska here, mainly as a layering piece. It's in the mid 40s to mid 50s during the day, so was able to shed my top layer off and pretty much hunting this throughout the middle of the day. But as far as the morning hunts go, it was down into the 20s, mid 20s for the most part. So was rocking this Origin hoodie with a jacket, any sort of jacket over the top, and that kept me plenty warm for the morning hunts. But just a great layering piece and an outer layer piece as well throughout the whole season. Go check it out at firstlight.com.
We've been in the blind for about an hour and a half here, and I couldn't take it anymore. I had to go over the hill and see what the terrain looked like on the other side where those birds went off to. Me and Aaron crested the hill. We seen a hen and some, I'd imagine it's those jakes. Less than 50 yards right over the top of the hill, so we kind of started coming back nice and slow. Got behind the cedars, they had no clue we were there. And as we was coming back here, we just kind of slowly calling. These birds are actually gobbling now. Sounds like some are actually right behind us in this winter. So hopefully there's a tom in the group, but who knows? We thought we were in the chips here for a while. We had a bird going back in this windrow. We were thinking the whole time it was probably another one of them jakes. Sure enough, though, he comes out and he's a pretty nice tom. But he stayed out at about 50, 60 yards the whole time, strutting in this pasture. In the meantime, we had a couple other birds gobble up on the hill here in these cedars. We just caught a glimpse of them. They came across the skyline here to the west, and there was 2 other toms, so didn't work out like we were hoping, but at least it's promising. We know there's toms in here in this flock, so we're just gonna stay put. These birds aren't far. Just keep working them here on and off all afternoon. I would imagine they're gonna come back here at some point. I mean, this is kind of where we've seen them frequent the last day and a half, so they'll be back here at some point. We just gotta be patient. There's like 3 of them back there pecking and stuff. Come on, buddy. No, but that's definitely him. Just need him to cross in here. That's the bird that we came in here for. One bird on this whole property that we wanted to shoot, and we just got him. Let's go. Alrighty, we just wrapped up another good day in Nebraska. It's the end of day 1. This is the bird that we were actually in here hunting after. You know, usually turkeys, you're not zoning in on one specific bird, but yesterday was pretty crappy out for weather, so we were just driving around looking for different spots, and saw a bunch of birds down on this bottom here off this old cattle pasture. So we found the landowner, ran up, got permission, came back a little bit later last night and watched these birds go up to roost. And we kind of found out that there was only one tom in the group with 4 other jakes and a bunch of hens. So came back this morning, Brennan and I did, got set up. All the hens flew down. They went up into the hills behind us to the north. And then after that, another half hour passed, and this bird came in. For some reason, he wasn't with the hens. Had him at about 5 yards, but couldn't get a shot. He was back behind us and just wasn't in a position to shoot, but came back this afternoon, sat for, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours, and
finally we had about a group of probably 35 to 40 hens come through, and we watched this bird all by himself. He ended up breeding four different hens that we watched on his way in, and put on quite the show off up in the hills. So ended up coming in between about 30 and 35 yards. Made a good shot on him, and was fortunate enough to get him, and looking forward to hearing what Mike and JP got. They tried calling us a couple times. We don't have service here, so looking forward to getting back to the truck and going and seeing those guys. But awesome start to the trip here in Nebraska. We got another full 4 days, so we'll see what else we can do. But awesome way to start the trip.